Hey everybody, how are you today? My eyes will be a little squinted because I forgot my sunglasses in my other vehicle. So that happens. We've all done it. And so anyways, here's an interesting point. Now, I'm not going to tell you, well, I think anybody who follows me knows what I believe and what I believe it to be right. But let me put it this way. Have you ever noticed everyone in different religions and different Bible readings, they're all against true KJV believers? And I know people say King James onlyist there, and I guess I would be considered an onlyist. I never thought of it that way. I thought more of it as a true believer in Jesus Christ and a follower of the exact words of God. And then we can get to the argument of the exact words of God because, oh, do you know the original Greek? And, oh, boy, there's a lot of that conversation out there, isn't there? So, no, I don't. But I did do a little studying on it because I feel that everyone should study a little bit of everything they possibly can. Which leads me to a comment that someone made about something called the Karens. And thank you. I know you were trying to be negative and be a little mean-spirited, I guess you could say. That's how I took it, but that's okay. I was cool with it because I was like, wow, I never heard of the Karens. So I looked them up and tried to do a little bit of research on that. And my answer to that is I have no idea what that had to do with anything I was talking about in that video, but that's okay. It was interesting. So I read about the Karens, so that's a whole different other topic. But anyways, so yeah, KJV. Everybody attacks it. Everybody. People who tell you they read the NIV and say, well, all Bibles are good, except for the KJV. Isn't that amazing? How the one Bible that has stayed exactly the same, and people say, all the Bibles keep on changing. I'm like, no, one Bible keeps on staying the same. And the only update to the King James Version, if you want to call it an update, was the NKJV, the new King James Version, which actually wasn't really an update. It kind of just changed some things. If you read on the back, one of the covers, it says it's basically a bridge so you can read the better modern translations. I love that, the modern translations. Makes it sound so good, doesn't it? But if you actually do your own work and find some different translators, even Google Translate or go on to Rosetta Stone, things like that. There's even a few different apps that I had gone on. Yeah, it's not that hard, just so we're aware of the fact to change it. Heck, even try to find someone who speaks the language, and you'll find out what it was. But in those translations, change. KJV has not changed. No need to, because the words of God do not change. They can be translated into different languages. So that's easy. And okay, let's get into that. They can translate different languages. So that means when you translate the NIV into another language, that means that's not the true word of God, because what if a word slightly is different? Then you tell me, no, they're exactly the same. There you go. And that's where the hypocrisy lies in the that situation. So just take time to think about that for a moment. Why is it every Bible reader, and I mean really the elite people, but they attack the KJV, but they don't go after the other ones? Attack the born-again Christians, but don't attack the other ones. Nobody else. Ain't that something? Because guess what? When the truth is the truth, people like to attack what is the truth. You can argue with me about the truth and how crazy I am. You're just I'm a gullible person that follows. I would be a gullible person if I only followed it and if I never read anything else. So yes, you would be right. I am gullible if I never did any kind of legwork. Absolutely. But I was always, I'm trying to think of a term. I wasn't always agnostic. I knew there was a God. To me, it was always obvious that there had to be a God. But I always had to have more proof of things. I couldn't just believe things. I just could never take things at face value. I was all, whether it become to politics or even people themselves, I was so terrible at it. I just could not believe people. I just felt like everybody lied. And then I realized why later on in life, because I grew up being lied to all the time. So when you're lied to all the time, you start to think everything's a lie and you just can't believe something. Well, from a guy that comes from that standpoint in the past, KJV is not a lie. King James Version is not a lie. The Bible is not a lie. More and more people have come out and proved it. I'm not going to get into the academics of it and prove it. Just look it up. Just do the legwork. And I always say that too. Do the legwork. You know, it's there. It's there in front of everybody's eyes to look. Just look. And it's awesome. So there you go. My point, I guess, in this video, as I ramble on, if you follow me, I always go sidetrack because there's a lot of things that pop in my head. I got a lot of things to say. But think about that. King James is the only one that gets attacked more than any other Bible in the Christianity or any other religion. Just think about that for a moment. All right, well, I appreciate you tuning in. Have a great day, and God bless.